Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz and Finster, and Mildred's right over there, too. This is Dave Hurwitz, yes, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room, going in reverse alphabetical order as we restock the new Overflow room. And we are making progress. We really are. We're still in the S's. We probably will be for the next several months. But we finished Richard Strauss, and now we're in Other Strauss. There's just Richard Strauss and Strauss Other, because, life is too short. What do I? Actually, it's not so much. It's not as much as you think it is, because I have my main Johann Strauss family stuff upstairs in boxes, mostly like the complete Naxos edition, which I've already talked about. And, once you have it all, there's only so much you can use to supplement. And so my extra Strauss is here. That's all. Not so much to Overflow. And the most popular pieces have been played a bazillion times. And, there they are. I could probably say, here they are, shonk, now we're done with Strauss. But I do want to go through some of these things because there's some nifty stuff here. There's this, for example, this fabulous disc of waltzes and other goodies with the Boston Symphony Chamber Players, which is just a wonderful, wonderful disc. These are orchestrations by Schoenberg, Berg, and Webern of Strauss waltzes for their small ensembles. And then there's Stravinsky's octet and other chamber works for, various mixed media or mixed ensembles, whatever you want to call them. It's a wonderful disc. DG Originals. And what else have we got? Oh, yes, this one. Strauss stuff with Carl van Garaguli. Carl van Garaguli was a Swedish conductor. He was quite good. He really was. He did some fabulous Sibelius on Brilliant Classics, and there's some other stuff that was in the North German radio archives that I dug up when I was working in there, and there's some of their reissues. Of course, they never released it, but he was a fine conductor. And so this is all the usual favorites and other goodies, the Kaiser Waltz and the Overture to Vienna Blood and the Perpetuum Trich Trach Polka, the Perpetuum Mobile, and Roses from the South. It's a lovely disc. And it's the Staatskapelle Dresden, which is always wonderful. And then we have, endless New Year's concerts on various labels. They bopped around on various labels. That noise you hear is Mildred chasing her little toy thing. So anyway, some of this stuff is quite wonderful. There are some, great finds, but this is the normal New Year's concert with Harnoncourt conducting and period instrumentizing. Now, I've said before, I find nothing less appealing or more creepy than the average video of your, Vienna Philharmonic New Year's concert consisting of rows and rows of formally dressed, stiff, mechanical, robotic, humorless Viennese people clapping mechanically to the Radetzky March. Da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum-bum, da-da-dum, 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 da-dum, or the Rakoczy March. It's one of those. I always get them confused. One's by Berlioz, one's by Strauss. I don't care. The truth is, and you don't need to tell me which is which. I'm not interested, nor is anybody else. So there you go. But oh, what an awful, unhappy New Year thing. Then we've got Ferenc Fricsóly's Strauss stuff, which is always nice to have. And then we have the 2003 New Year's concert. Oh boy, look at this. Every so often, this was Harnoncourt too. Harnoncourt dug up some fun stuff now and again, actually. This wasn't one of the ones where he did, but he found some interesting things. So maybe we'll find that one if we can. I think that one was on Sony, but I don't know. Then we've got Karajan doing the stuff, and then we have more Karajan doing the stuff, and then we have, oh my God, it sounds like a horror movie, The Return of Horenstein. Yes, that's what it's called. And The Revenge of Horenstein. Horenstein meets the Wolfman, something like that. So yes, here's some Horenstein stuff. This was on Chesky. And I think it's on Chesky. Yeah, it was re-released on Chesky. It was Charles Gerhardt produced all this stuff. That's probably a good enough reason to hang on to it. He of the unbelievably fabulous movie music fame. Then what's this? The Vienna State Opera Orchestra with Jascha Horenstein. This is The Revenge of Horenstein. Next is Giguel meets Hornstein. That's going to be very exciting. Here we have another Teldec one with Harnoncourt this is just a normal Strauss disc on Teldec. I mean, look at all these things he did. And he did sort of the unusual stuff. There's like the Zeidem Schlugen Millionen Waltz. Well, you don't hear that every day. The Simplicius Waltzes, the Donau Weibchen thing, and Kaiser Franz Joseph I Rettungsjubel March, and yes, okay. Can't have too many of those, can you? And then we've got Knappertsbusch. Oh, yes, you got to have Knappertsbusch, because then you get to hear all this stuff played imprecisely, which people think is echt Viennese somehow. Which one is this? Oh, here's Seiji Ozawa doing the 2002 New Year's concert with the Vienna Phil. I never listened to these things. Oh, you know what's really cool here? This is actually it's an Ozawa one. It's not a Harnoncourt one. This Danse Diabolique by Joseph Helmsberger II. That's fun. That's really fun. All of the sort of diabolical, crazy Viennese stuff is really nifty. Then what's this one? Oh, this is the same one. I have two of them? How on earth did that happen? Oh, I know how it happened. Back in the day, wait a minute, here's a little bit of discographic history. This is an SACD, this is a regular CD. Remember, back in the day, they issued things in separate formats. You didn't just get like one SACD with a CD layer and you had separate players and all that. That lasted how long? 10 minutes? Boy, was that a stupid thing for the industry to try and do. Really asinine. And it doubled the expense of releasing all of this stuff. So some of them I had several of. Now, I do have like a big box of Strauss operettas, but that box is upstairs. Actually, it's not here in the Overflow room because I have a whole bunch of the operettas. But here is the famous Carlos Kleiber Fledermaus, which everybody raves about usually, with Herman Prey and Julia Faraday and Lucia Popp and Rene Colo and Ivan Rebrov and Bernd Weichel and like people like that. So that's fun to have. I never listen to it. I have to confess, I really don't. We've got Eugene Ory doing all the Strauss stuff, so that's okay. And then we have, let's see, oh, this is Clemens Krauss on Opus Cura, Strauss family waltzes and polkas, from the dawn of time. Well, no, actually, these are 1950s. Okay, they're all from the 1950s. They're not quite the dawn of time or the dawn of recorded sound, but this was the Vienna Phil. And so those are nice to have. I have to reverse them because otherwise I only see the Japanese bits. So there we go. And let's see, for the last pile here, Carlos Kleiber. Does it really make a difference if Carlos Kleiber's doing it? He had like the reputation, of course, but And there's another one with Carlos Kleiber. There was a few years when Carlos Kleiber was doing New Year's concerts in the 90s. This is just Conduct Strauss. This is not a New Year's. This is 1992. I mean, you could wind up with like every single year of New Year's concerts. I know there are people who collect these things, and they have them all, but, death is preferable. And then we've got, let's see, famous overtures. Well, this is on Naxos with Alfred Walter, part of that Naxos thing. Fritz Reiner, the amazing Fritz Reiner. And then, oh, this is really a surprise. Christoph Strauss, who lived from 1575 to 1631. There are no waltzes and polkas here. This is the Missa Maria Concertata A9, 9-voice. It's quite the thing. And a bunch of motets with the Concerto Palatino with Bruce Dickey and Charles Todt conducting on Harmonia Mundi. I mean, I have to put it here. It's a Strauss. I mean, there's lots of other Strausses too. I mean, who have nothing to do with the Vienna light music Strauss thing. I mean, aside from Richard Strauss, I mean, there's just billions of Strausses. But that sort of is the extent of my Overflow Strauss collection, and I think that that's more than sufficient, and I hope you agree. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.